Hi, this is Grace Power with myGoldSugar, and I am going to be doing a sugaring on my underarms. And today I'm actually using the strip method, which includes using a stick, an application stick to apply the sugar, and then some nifty-difty strips to remove the sugar. And you also want to have some sort of powder. This is a little bit of powder that I mixed up. And so the powder is going to kind of absorb any moisture in the underarms. It is a common area to have moisture, and so I'm even going to dry with a dry rag here just to get some of that sweat up. And then just kind of lean back, you can get the powder on that way. I'm just going to start with one underarm at a time. And here's the strip sugar. You want it to be kind of a runny consistency for the strip method. And most of my hair grows up in my underarm, so I'm actually going to apply against that hair growth, which is going down. If you hear that like noise, let me just show you what I'm doing. I'm spinning the stick because that will help keep the sugar on the stick, and it will keep the keep gravity from pulling it down off the stick. Oh, there we go. I was using the video as my mirror, and I just realized I can use the big mirror, which is easier to see. So now grab a strip, and you don't have to pull off this whole area in one go. You can actually divide it into sections, which I'm going to do here. And there's no need to be in a rush, just take your time. I know for me it kind of hurts to hold up my arm too long, so I guess in some ways you don't want to take too long, but I'm resting my arm up on my head to kind of give it some support. Okay, so before you pull the strip off, you want to pull the skin down here as tight as you can. If you have a friend or somebody that can help you, have them help you pull the skin. Okay, here we go. And there's the strip. Kind of got on my finger there. So just fold that end down so you have something to grab on doesn't have sugar in it. And now we're going to do this edge. Kind of push on the strip, grab that sugar in really well. Okay, now I'm pinching the skin really tight here, and then just pull up. Okay, hold the skin wherever you can, get a good grip. Okay. Usually the most tender spot on an underarm is like right in the middle. So I could just, because that's the hardest spot to try to get tight. So just do your best, you know, to pull that tight. And let me grab a rag here. So after that, you just want to wipe down the area with a wet washcloth. And then maybe you just use a dry washcloth to dry up that wetness. And you're really good to go after that. I do recommend not putting deodorant on for the rest of the day if you can avoid it, but it's not like detrimental, but just because right away the pores are going to be more open and susceptible to bacteria or just irritation and things like that. So I just say like stay away from the deodorants if you can for at least the rest of that day. Usually by the next morning your skin is fine and you can wear deodorants without any problem. Alright, so moving on to this underarm, just going to dry it up a little bit. Now I'm kind of leaning back to put some powder on. The powder, not only does it absorb the moisture, but it does protect the skin a little bit too. So on underarms, tends to be a little more of a sensitive spot. And partly because the hair is so coarse there and there's a lot of tugging happening, so the powder just helps the sugar work better. It helps the sugar come off the skin without pulling on the skin as much, so a lot of benefits there. Okay, so in this underarm I'm just going to show a little bit different option. You don't have to put sugar all over the whole underarm like I did on the last one. You could just do like a little section like this, and then put that on. And actually this would be considered a big section if this is your first time ever doing your underarms. You'd probably want to break it down to even smaller areas. And then pull it out, nice and hairy. I'm just getting the sugar on my stick here. Okay, oh, go down. It seemed like the sugar wasn't really sticking that well in some of those spots there, and it's probably there's just sweat happening, so I'll have to go over that area probably. Okay. I'm actually going to put a little more powder on just to try to get that wetness out of there. My underarms were getting so hairy and long that my boyfriend actually asked me, he's like, "Are you going European now?" And I was like, no, I'm just waiting for the right time to do a YouTube. And today was just a good day. My baby's still taking a nap. He'll probably be up any minute. And my boyfriend's working right now, so it's a good time to do this. Okay, I'm just gonna use the dry thing. I can just really feel a lot of moisture. I think it's, my body's just extra hot. Okay, so I still see a few little hairs. The one thing that I've noticed with sugaring the underarms compared to waxing is just the after effect is so much less painful. Like I just remember whenever I had my underarms waxed, especially when I first started doing it, I would be sore for 2 days easily. Like every time I'd go to put my deodorant on, it would be like, oh yeah, why are my underarms sore? And oh yeah, because I got waxed, you know? And with sugaring, I really don't have any soreness at all. I mean, every once in a while if I like hold the skin, not like if I don't hold the skin tight enough, or if I just pull it kind of haphazardly and just don't pull it in the right direction and pull more out, then maybe I'll have a little more tenderness. But like I already can tell that I don't have any soreness. It's barely red. This red patch was there just because I think from my underarm rubbing, like that was there before sugaring, so that part's, this is kind of sensitive, but I think that was just from, I don't know, I must have rubbed it on something, or I don't know. Sometimes my underarms get a little bit sore, like when I'm running a lot or something, just because the friction. And actually, now that I think about it, because my hair was getting so long, I probably had a little bit more irritation, a little more friction going on. So that's probably part of the reason that was extra sore and red. But as far as from the sugaring, I really don't have that type of issue. So try it out. It's worth a shot. It's the hardest part with your underarms is just letting the hair grow in, especially for women. It usually takes a good 2 weeks to 3 weeks to get the right length. And so that's challenging when you first start sugaring, but then after you sugar a few times, there's so much less hair growing back that it just makes it worth it, because it's not as noticeable. You don't have like the little bumpy things. And I know a lot of women, even after they shave, like, you know, a few hours later, it still looks hairy because it has like the little black spots where the hairs are shaven off. Where with sugaring, there's no hair there at all, so it's so clean and nice. And if you have dark underarms, I just want to throw it out there. and that bothers you that they're darker in color, I actually do sell the myPinkWink cream for underarms, so you can try that cream out, and it's supposed to lighten the skin. It fades that dark pigmentation over time, and I've had a really good success with underarms, especially when I used to do laser hair removal and I'd have a client that had dark underarms. I'd recommend that they use the PinkWink cream to cut down any extra irritation or burns from the laser, and within like the next 2 treatments, their underarms looked like a natural color. They didn't look dark anymore. So I highly recommend that too. If it's something that concerns you, definitely check that out. You can go to myPinkWink.com for the store site, or go to myGoldSugar.com for more information on sugaring. And be sure to comment me or send us questions. I'm here to help you. And my assistant Rochelle Jasmine, she's also a huge supporter, as well as our trainer Phil Callan over in Maryland. So let us know how we can help. We want to help you on your path to sugaring so you have great success with it. Stay tuned for the next video. See you then.